Hello everyone and welcome back to our Python programming course. In the previous lesson we have learned what Python is, how to install it, how to write our first program and create variables, display output and take user input. If you have not watched the first video yet, I highly recommend watching the first video before today's lesson because it's built directly on those concepts. So let's get started. What are data types? Uh, in the previous lesson, we created variables like this: name equal to Rahul, and age equal to 20, salary, stubs, blah blah. These variables are all stored in different kinds of information. Uh, the variable names, the variable name stores next text. The variable age stores a whole number. The variable salary stores a decimal number. Python needs to know what kind of data is stored inside in every variable. This category of data is called a data type. Think of it like different containers. Imagine you are packing things for a trip. You would not store water in a paper bag. You would not keep clothes inside a water bottle. Similarly, different types of information require different types of storage. Python automatically identifies the type of data that you store inside a variable. This one is in Python's best features because unlike many programming languages, you don't have to explicitly mention the data type while creating variable. Python is dynamically typed. Like, what does this mean? It means Python automatically determines the data type based on the value you assign. For an example, if you have written age equal to 20, Python understands that 20 is an integer. If you write price equal to 99.99, Python understands that this is a floating point number. If we write name equal to Rahul, Python automatically recognizes it as a string. We don't have to tell Python what the data type is, it figures it out for us. That's one reason why Python code is so clean and beginner friendly. The main data types in Python. Python has different data types, but today we'll focus on the most commonly used ones. These are integer, int, float, string, str, boolean, bool, and none type. We'll use these data types in almost every Python program. Let's understand them one by one. First is integer, int. The first data type, an integer, is simply a whole number. It can be positive, negative, or zero. Example: age equal to 20, marks equal to 95, temperature equal to -5, score equal to 0. Notice that one of these numbers contain decimal points. That's the defining feature of an integer. Notice none of these numbers contain decimal points. That's the defining feature of an integer. Now let's print them. Age equal to 20 and marks equal to 95. Print age, print marks. When we run the program, Python prints the values exactly as they are. Integers are mainly used for counting things such as age, number of students, marks, quantity, and many other situations where decimal values are not required. So next we have float. The next data type is float. A float represents a numbers with decimal points. Examples are price equal to 199.99, height equal to 5.9, temperature equal to 36.5. Each of these values are contains a decimal point. Let's print one. Price equal to 499.99. Print price. The output will be 499.99. Floats are commonly used when precision is required. For example, product prices, body temperature, weight, height, percentage, interest rates, and many specific calculations. If your value contains a decimal point, Python automatically stores it as a float. Now I have string, str. So what's string? Now let's move on to the most commonly used data types. A string is a simply A collection of characters enclosed inside a quotation marks. Examples: name equal to quotation Rahul, city equal to quotation Kolkata, college equal to LPU. String can use either double quotes or single quotes. String can contain letters, they can contain numbers, they can contain symbols, they can even contain spaces. For example, message welcome to Python programming. Everything inside the quotation marks becomes a part of the string. Let's print a string message hello everyone. Print message. The output will be hello everyone. One common mistake beginners make is forgetting quotation marks. For example, name equal to Rahul. There is no quotation and this is incorrect. Python thinks Rahul is another variable. The correct way is name equal to quotation Rahul. Always remember, text should be enclosed inside either single quotes or double quotes. Both are valid. For example, city equal to Delhi. City equal to Delhi. Both produces the same results. Now we have boolean, bool. Now let's understand another very important data type, which is boolean. So unlike other data types, boolean can store only two values, true or false. Example: is underscore student is equal to true, is underscore log underscore in false. Boolean values are mainly used whenever we want to check whether something is true or false. For example, has a user logged in? Has the payment even completed? Is a student present? Is the password correct? All these situations require only two possible answers, yes or no, true or false. That's exactly why Boolean values exist. Let's print one. Is student equal to true? Print is student. Output is true. We'll use Boolean values extensively in future lessons where we'll learn conditional statement and loops. So don't worry if they seem a little unfamiliar right now. You will become very comfortable with them soon. So before moving ahead, let's have a quick recap. We know that variable stores a particular type of data. Python automatically identifies that type. This is called dynamic typing. We have learned four important data types today. Integer stores whole numbers, float stores decimal numbers, string stores text enclosed in question marks, boolean stores only true or false. These are the four data types you will use almost every day while programming in Python. In the next part of this lesson, we'll learn how to check the data type of an variable, understand a special none type, perform the type conversion using int, floats, str and boolean, and we'll solve a few practical examples to strengthen our understanding. So let's continue in the part 2. So in the first part of this lesson, we learned about the four major data types in Python: integer, float, string, boolean. We also learned that Python is automatically determines the type of the data stored inside the variable. This feature is called dynamic typing. Now let's continue our lesson by learning how to identify the data type of a variable and how to convert one data type into another. Checking the data type. Sometimes while writing programs, we may forget that type of value is stored inside a variable. For an example, imagine you are working on a program with hundreds of lines of code. You may not always remember whether a variable contains a number, text, or a decimal value. Python provides a built-in function called type to solve this problem. The type function tells us the data type of any variable or value. Let's say an example: age equal to 20, print type age. When we run this program, the output will be class int. This means the variable age is an integer. Now let's try another example: price equal to 199.99 or 499.99. Print type price, output class float. Python tells us that the variable is a float. Similarly, name equal to Rahul, print type name, output would be class string. Is example is student equal to true, print type is student, output class bool. As you can see, the type function is extremely useful while debugging programs. Whenever you are confused about the type of a variable, please use simply please use type. You will get it. The none data type. Now let's learn about the another interesting data type called none type. Sometimes we create a variable. Actually, none type is not that important right now, so we'll go ahead with this in the next lecture. So, what is type conversion? Now let's move on to the most important concepts of today's lesson, type conversion. Type conversion means changing one data type into another. Why do we need this? Let's understand with an example. Suppose we ask the user to enter their age equal to int input, enter your age, print age. Output would be class int. If the user enters 20, Python stores it as a string and because input always returns a string. But if we want to add 5 years to the user's age, we can't perform mathematical operations on strings. So first we need to convert the string into an integer. That's exactly where type conversion comes in. Converting string to an integer. Let's say an example. Age equal to int input, enter your age. Print age. Now if the user enters 20, Python stores it as an integer. We can even verify it. Age equal to int input, enter your age, print type age, output will be class int. Now mathematical calculations becomes possible. For example, age equal to int input, enter your age, future age plus 5, print future age. If the user enters 20, the output becomes 25. Without converting the input into an integer, the calculation would not work correctly. Converting to float. Suppose we ask the user to their height or for their height. Height often contains decimal values, for example 586155. In such cases, we can use float. Height equal to float input, enter your height, print height. Now Python stores the value as floating point number. We can verify it. Print type height, output class float. Converting number to string. Sometimes we need to convert numbers into text. For this, Python provides a str function. Example, age equal to 20, age equal to str age, print type age. Output will be class string. Why would we ever do this? Imagine we want to combine a number with some text. For example, my age is 20. The number must becomes a string, otherwise Python cannot combine text and numbers directly. We'll learn more about this when we study string in detail. Converting to boolean. Python also provides the bool function. Yeah. So Python also provides a bool function. Let's understand how it works. Print bool 1, output true. Now print bool 0, output false. Similarly, print bool hello, the output will be true. An empty string behaves differently. Print bool only quotations and there will be nothing, the output will be false. Don't worry too much about these rules right now, like you will understand boolean conversions much better when we learn conditional statements later in the course. So we have some practice questions, actual practice example. Let's create a simple, wait, Let's create a simple program. Age equal to anti input, enter your age. Print after 10 years your age will be print age plus 10. This program takes the user's age, converts it into an integer and displays their age after 10 years. Practical example 2, price 1, price 2, and the same way float input, enter first place price. uh, Total price would be price 1 plus price 2. So I'm just narrating the questions, you need to work it on yourself. Let's calculate the average marks. Problem 3. So common beginners mistakes. Mistake 1, forgetting quotation marks. Name equal to Rahul. I have told this before also in the last lecture. Mistake 2, trying to perform mathematical operation on strings, which is not possible. This produces an error. Mistake 3, using int for decimal numbers. So it's also not possible because Python will produce an error because 5.8 is not an integer, and choosing the correct data type is very important while writing programs. So here we have the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators perform mathematical calculations. Like if you need that, in the question we have seen that price 1 plus price 2. So for that we need the addition. So here have same way we have subtraction, multiplication, division, float division, modulus, exponent. You can see all this. Yeah. So in this video today, let's quickly revise today's lessons. Today we learned what data types are, why they are important. We understood that Python automatically detects the type of data stored inside variables. This feature is known as dynamic typing. We studied the most common data types: integer, float, string, boolean, untype. Then we learned how to check the type of variable using the type function. After that, we explored type conversion using the built-in functions int, floats, str, bool. Finally, we solved a few practical examples and discussed some common mistakes that beginners often make while working with different data types. These concepts are extremely important because almost every Python program uses data types and type conversion. So make sure the practice today's example several times until we are comfortable with them.